welcome to a brand new episode here on Carmen's Farm. So the job first today, feed those beef cows. Can you make them fat if we don't feed them? That's what the guy I used to work with used to say. You can't make them fat, lad, if you don't feed them. So we'll get some hay in this trailer and we'll give them a feed. I suppose I could have used the Stuart really, but anyway, we'll use this one, it doesn't matter. And then we've got a lot to sort of get on with as well. We've got those two fields to turn around that we harvested last time, so I want to get that done today. Ideally, I want to sort of plough after every harvest, but we might get a tined cultivator if there is, because the problem with the 200 horsepower limit is that obviously it really does dictate on what machinery you can use with it. We won't need all this, but I thought I'd just fill it up because we can keep it there, because I don't think we'll need this for a day or two. We won't need this for a day or two, so we'll be okay just to leave that here and let it just fill the grass up, because as I say, it's not going to use all that. But although it's used a lot more than what I thought it was going to. I may stand very much corrected here. I am going to stand very much corrected here. Wow, I didn't think it was going to take all that. Okay, let's just see by the... Oh, we can still shove some more in there yet. Go on then, we'll go for another full one, fill it right up. So yeah, so we need to get those fields worked. We need a field of sugar beet, and I'm not sure what the other field's going to be yet. We don't really need another field of wheat yet. I think we've got 52,000 litres, I think, of wheat, so I think it was 52, or maybe 152, I can't remember now. I think it was 52,000 litres of wheat, so that's going to be more than enough for the chickens. The other thing that we need to do as well is get the soybeans sold, because we want to obviously start getting the animals in the pens now, because as I say, there's no point having the pens sat on the farm empty for too long, because you know, obviously they've cost a huge sum of money. To get the money for the pens and everything that I did, the buildings and everything, I basically just grinded silage for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days straight, just to get us to the point where, well, not 3 or 4 days straight, but basically the field in front of us that you can see, I had some silage left over anyway, but we can now just leave that there. So yeah, I just did basically silage and like got the money that way. I didn't record it just because that's all we seem to have ever done on this particular map and save. So I thought, well, I'll quickly do that, and then, as I say, made a cracking video. Deleted it. Yesterday's video was done successfully. I literally ended that episode straight off to the editor, edited it, got it onto YouTube before I did something stupid. So yeah, anyway, we've got to, as I say, we've got to try and get this these two fields turned over today. I'd like to do some more hay, because as I say, we're going to need the feed, so we might as well do the hay. We've got 3 bales over, well, at least we did, yeah, over there. I was going to say, we've got 3 bales over there, so that's 150,000 litres of silage, so that'll be enough to go in our pen over here. It's the pigs and the dairy cows that I'm sort of keen to get up and running straight away. But yeah, so that's the plan. So first things first, we need to have a look at machinery. Always go to used machinery. Oh, there's a Dominator there, look. 221 horsepower. It's no good. Quite interesting. Oh, 210, that's no good. Yeah, that's no good. But anyway, we need to have a look at. So we've got obviously a standard plan. I mean, we've got that drag, but I just want to use that drag for creating new fields. But once we get the fields created, I would like to use traditional plough. They're all going to be too big. What about that one? That's too big. Too big. Too big. That one's okay. So we've got that plough. So let's have a look now at the subsoilers. Should be reasonably okay. That's 250. Bugger. 340. 350. 150. 5 meters. That's not too bad. That's 100 for 3 meters. 250. Yeah, that's too big. That's too big. What about that one? 250. That's too big. That one's too small. I'm starting to feel like the Three Bears. It's either too big or too small. But I did find one that was just right. So we'll probably go for that one, I think. We'll go for that one. So that's 5 meters. Now I wonder, is there a 5 meter mounted planter? 6 meter? 9 meter? 12 meter? That one won't be too bad. That one no good. That one's not too bad. Oh, look at that. Only that was a meter smaller. Or the subsoil a meter bigger, I guess. Darn it. You can see my plan, couldn't you? My plan, because this has got rear mount, subsoiler, Verdestat drill, seed hopper on the front. Although having said that, of course, those two machines combined would have been yeah, more than we would have been capable of carrying. So yeah, we'll have that. We'll do that one, and then, as I say, we need a planter. We will go for the Verdestat planter because it's not a bad planter. It's only 150 horses. It's quite expensive, mind, but I think it is going to be, well, that one, but yeah, we'll go for that. I think. Oh, hang on. That one's 6 meter. That one's not too bad. I never use this one ever, whereas the others I have used at some point, so I'm going to use this. Alright, so job number 1. Where's Mr. Kubota man? Here he is. I'm going to get this onto the subsoiler. I'm then going to bring it back and get subsoil in. We'll put that on course play, and then I will come back. Well, I'll then go and fetch the Verdestat, and then I'll come back, and then hopefully it should be far enough ahead that I will be able to to start. So we'll probably do the big one, sugar beet, and that will then give us more than enough sugar beet then for a very long time. This one, not too sure what we're going to do with that one yet, but we'll concentrate on getting the sugar beet one done today, and we'll go from there. So what I'm going to do, as always, I'm going to leave you with some music. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's choice, by the way. The music was more of a reflection of how I was feeling. And I just sort of thought, kind of like everyone, kind of puts like the dancey tunes to, like to the for the time lapse and everything. And I just thought, I don't know, let's just try and be a little bit different and just go for something else. It may have worked, it may not have worked. At the time of recording this, I won't have seen any comments because the Saturday video doesn't go out for another 2 or 3 days. So, I await to see what the comments are, if any, on the music choice. But it won't be a regular. But I just thought it was kind of sort of how I felt at the time because of what I'd done. So that was the reason why I chose that music. But I have watched the video myself, and I actually quite liked it. So, and I don't normally like classical music, so the fact that I sort of quite liked it, I thought, well, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to send you over to some proper sensible music, and then I'll see you towards the end. Bye for now. And I'm back. As you can see, we've had a bit of a disaster. So, this was the very point where the video for me ended. For you, it will carry on. It won't look too bad apart from the fact that we've stopped and I've started talking. So, just to explain what happened, it can only happen to me. It only ever does happen to me. So, I got to this bit here. I put the seeder down. Everything was grand. I then went to press a couple of buttons to operate, obviously, the tractor and get the cruise control and everything like that working. And my keyboard stopped working. So my keyboard was no longer, responding to any of my commands. Not a problem, I thought. I'll run off into the back room, somewhere in there. I've got my spare keyboard. It's not a problem. So I runs off. I stopped recording. I runs off into the spare room. I get to my keyboard, and I've forgotten to pause the game. In my haste, I have forgotten to pause the game, and I am now met with this, with only the headland just drilled. Yes, we're about to do the up and down, so I don't know how well this is going to go, because it's now pitch black. But he's finished. The plan was that we were going to get him to do, as soon as he finished, I was going to get him to put the rolls on and to go rolling, but I suppose we still can because it's Courseplay, and Courseplay doesn't worry about the dark. But yeah, so I've had a bit, bit of a disaster. To be fair, my keyboard's been on its way out for a couple of weeks now. I said in a previous video last week that a few of the key combinations that I needed to do certain things sort of no longer worked because the keys on the actual keyboard were not, when you press them, they didn't do anything. But everything else had been sort of working fine, and it was good enough for me to play the game, and so I sort of didn't really worry too much about it. But yeah, it's a bit it's a bit annoying, if I'm honest. Like I say, it's or frustrating really, because now, as I say, I've got to do it in the pitch black, which it's not easy to do. Let's actually put some lights on this tractor because I don't actually see the rolls then, because I know they're here somewhere. There we go. So that's the reason why 1 second ago for you it was daylight and probably about mid-afternoon, and why the very next second it's pitch black. It's because my keyboard went, so yes, not happy. I wasn't in a very good mood before we started yesterday's video. I'm not in a very good mood now at the end of Sunday's video. Never mind, I'm sure we'll get there. Anyway, we will get this open, and I'll do 2 headlands just to get him away from anything that he can crash on. So yeah, it's been a bit of a disaster. It's been a disaster, darling. Never mind. Keyboard's up and running again now. We've got, as I say, we've got a different keyboard now, so that should be good. I'll have to order myself a proper keyboard, but I always have a spare one, just in case anything does happen. It was my little boy was the one that dropped it a couple of weekends ago when he was here, and it's sort of since then it's been playing up, and then I think it was last weekend, which is just sort of gone. he dropped it again, and it's kind of made it even worse. But as I say, the combination that I needed to do a few jobs on the game in terms of drilling, and it went from working to not working. So and I've just tried the keyboard with actually typing, and those letters still don't work in my LibreOffice app. So we've had to go and get another keyboard. It shouldn't be too bad, to be fair, because as I say, we're able to use GPS, so GPS should keep us right. And we all like a bit of night farming, don't we? I hope so, because we haven't got no choice now. So yeah, that is what happened, and that is the reason why we've gone from day drilling to night drilling in the space of a second. If the keyboard could have just held out for probably about another 10-15 minutes, and we would have been all good, but alas, not to be. So we've got the sugar beet drilled in that first field, and obviously we're drilling corn in this field. Again, this is for the pigs as well, because as I say, we're going to get a temporary forage mixer for the pigs. And I say temporary because eventually, and we're a long way from that yet, so while it is sort of temporary, very long term, in the short term it's going to be very much needed. But we're going to get a pig feed mixer, but as I say, it is going to be temporary because eventually I want to get the seed potato system installed, so that we're doing that. And part of the seed potato mod, for those of you that haven't used it, is it grades the potatoes, and any of the potatoes that doesn't make the grade, it turns it into pig food, and we should then via potatoes be able to supply our pigs with all the food they'll need. So that's my sort of hope there. But temporary solution, it's get a pig forage mixing factory, whatever you call, I can't, a production type building to just tip your ingredients in, and it will make you pig food. That's what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, but no, I'd say the the last sort of day has been a complete disaster, from deleting the video yesterday to keyboard stopping working today to, all I need now is, well, I'm not going to jinx it actually. So, but it's gone pretty well, and as I say, this for the pig food, and then hopefully within the next episode, maybe the episode after, we should hopefully be able to combine the canola, so that should be ready. And then we've got to then get that field turned over or turned round, and get that re-drilled. So it's all go, and then we've got to get some grass cut and some silage made, some hay made, so we're probably going to have to buy another field. I want to get my canola sold, it was meant to be today, but probably tomorrow now on the game. But I'll do that off camera, just because that is going to be quite a lot of just running backwards and forwards from the sell point. So it's probably going to take, I don't know, I think I had 2 trailer fulls, didn't I? I think, if I remember correctly, 1 or 2 trailer. I can't remember now. It was either 1 or 1.5. But I'll probably, as I say, do that off camera, and then we can get on with some proper farming then, rather than just driving backwards and forwards from the, as I say, from the sell point back to the farm again. or from the farm to the sell point and back again, I should say. And so we get the hay done. We get the hay done, and the silage done, and then we'll be in a position then to sort of buy our animals and get that going. So slowly but surely we're starting to win the race, I think, and we're starting to get to the point where, which I said a few episodes ago, that I wanted to get to the point where we were no longer relying on silage as our income. I wanted to live an income off the farm. So we're slowly getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there, and it will soon be that we are completely self-sufficient, which is obviously what I want. I think that will be good, and hopefully then we can get, when we get the manure going, we will use that as our fertilizer, so there'll be no chemical fertilizer, if you like. It'll all be natural fertilizer. We're obviously going to have to find a muck spreader. We'll have slurry as well, so we're going to obviously need a slurry spreader as well for the farm. But yeah, we're not doing too bad at the moment. We're doing all right. We're slowly getting there. We've got grapevines to put in, olive grove to put in. So we've got a lot of things that we need to start doing, and once we do, we'll be flat out sort of all the time. And like I say, once we start them productions, so also I want to get all the factories, and then sort of so we need enough fields to produce the crops to keep the factories running. But then I've got an idea, because the map doesn't have a sell point for all of the production, so I've got an idea for that, what I'm going to use. So it all should sort of start to soon sort of knit together, and sort of be a self-sustained food producing farm, in the sense that we'll produce all of our own food, all of our own butter, our own milk, bread, cakes, grape juice, olive oil, you name it, we'll be doing it all. Cereal, because we'll obviously grow oats, and we'll have honey, we'll have corn. So there's going to be quite a bit of this map, I think, towards the end of the save, whenever that might be. I know a lot of people have sort of mentioned sort of between 30 and 40 episodes. I can see this going for myself, if you guys are still into it and everything, going beyond that, and I think there's more than enough to do for it to go beyond that. I think, as I say, in terms of like all the productions, and we're going to need many more fields. We're going to need, at the moment we're what I would call a small holding, compared to the farm that we want towards the end. As I say, the plan was I was going to do sort of all crops that I don't normally do, so like cotton, sugar cane, and stuff like that. But the cotton I can't do, because I can't find anything that harvests cotton for lower than 200 horsepower, so that's taken cotton out of it. And as for sugarcane, there is only a one row trailed sugarcane harvester now. I don't mind using it, and I don't mind doing videos on it, but it would be a lot of videos that would be the same video, just because, as I say, it would take a long time. The only possible way around that is that I buy a field and make it sort of a small section of field, and just have that as permanent sugarcane. But so we can grow sugar beet, and the thing with the sugar beet is that I should be able to harvest that without needing any of the big harvesting equipment. So the sugar beet side of things is not sort of too bad. I can sort of work around that. Potatoes isn't going to be no issue either for me as well, because we'll just have I'll get my words out. We'll just have a trailed potato harvester, so that again will be no issue there. And then yeah, sort of that side of things is going to be great. The grape and olive harvesters, I have pre-checked. They are under 200 horsepower, those machines. But even if they weren't, certainly for the grapes, I don't know about the olives, but there is an alternative. If I've got that wrong, there is an alternative to having the grape harvesting machines. So we will go, sort of with the alternative. So there's no problem with the grapes. The grapes are going to happen. It's just, we might not be able to use the New Holland grape harvesting machine. But if we can't, like I say, there is a backup plan, which again would be sort of interesting and different to do. I've sort of not seen it very much on YouTube. Obviously, I sort of watch videos and stuff because it's in obviously my interest to see what's going on and see what other YouTubers are doing, and sort of mainly so I can be different. Mainly so I can do sort of different content to everyone else. I've not the new series that I'm going to do that originally, well, what I'm thinking is it's going to replace Britain's. I feel that save game, because it's quite restrictive to just the Britain toys that I had, or as close to as I can get, because sometimes it's not possible to go exact. But because I try and get as close to, it does leave that sort of save quite restrictive. So that was going to originally be my plan, that I was going to bring the bring the Britain series to an end, and then start the new series in replace of. However, it's come to light to me that quite a few people are watching and enjoying very much the Britain's episode, so they might stay, and it might be that the new series that I'm going to do, and for those of you that haven't seen the video that I put a long time ago now, it's a couple of months ago, that I put out about the new series and what the plan is and what the aim is for the new series. The new series is going to be like a mega farming challenge. So we start with what we start with. So we start with whatever the map and the map maker has given us to start with, and we literally build to owning the whole map, all the productions, all the animals, everything the game is capable of doing, we're going to do. Now, it will be on a British map, so in terms of everything the game can do, we're going to do. There are two things that we're not going to be able to do, and that is cotton and sugarcane, because obviously we can't grow them in the UK. We just don't have the climate for it. I mean, if the weather carries on the way it is at the moment here in the UK, we're soon going to be capable of growing rice. I was out in the car this morning, had a few errands to run first thing this morning, and the water in some of the potato rows is nearly level with the top of the potato rows. It was kind of like, and I was sort of thinking, well, they're probably, you know, no good now. They're, you know, if this rain carries on, they're just going to rot. You know, they're just going to rot in their home, sort of thing. But anyway, that's enough waffling from me. I'm really sorry about the end of the video. I say I forgot to pause it, but never mind. But I'd like to say a massive thank you for joining me on this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.